Welcome back to United Peak, your number one spot for breaking updates, transfer chaos, and inside scoops from Old Trafford. Hit that subscribe button now so you never miss a moment of the Red Devils rollercoaster summer. Trust us, it's about to get wild. Let's start with the headline, grabbing the attention of every Manchester United fan right now. Manchester United opened their Premier League season with a massive clash against Arsenal at Old Trafford, and there could be several debutants in Ruben Amorim's starting 11. Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha are set to start, with Benjamin Sesko pushing for his first minutes. Off the pitch, Roma have submitted a £20 million bid for Jadon Sancho, while Fulham and AC Milan circle for Rasmus Højlund. Could United's season start with both big debuts and major exits? Manchester United kickstart their new Premier League campaign when they host Arsenal on Sunday. Ruben Amorim's side had a mixed pre-season, winning 2 and drawing 3 of their 5 fixtures, finishing off with a 1-1 stalemate against Fiorentina last Saturday. But now United's full focus turns to competitive action, with Mikel Arteta's Arsenal first up at Old Trafford. The Reds could have a number of new faces on show, with Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha poised to start after arriving from Brentford and Wolves this summer. Meanwhile, Benjamin Sesko is expected to be involved in the United squad following his blockbuster move from RB Leipzig. The 22-year-old might have to settle for a place on the bench after having limited time with the rest of his teammates, but Amorim may throw him into the 11th. While United's immediate attention is on the return of the Premier League, the Reds still have work to do in the transfer market. Several players are expected to leave United before the end of the summer, while 1 or 2 may still arrive to strengthen the squad. Roma have submitted an official bid to United to sign Jadon Sancho, according to Fabrizio Romano. The Serie A side have offered £20 million to United for the 25-year-old's services. Roma are also open to a loan-to-buy deal for Sancho, should that be United's preference. The Reds, however, are keen to offload the England international on a permanent basis. Gianpiero Gasperini's men are in contact with both Sancho and Aston Villa's Leon Bailey, as they look to strengthen out wide before the end of the summer. Sancho, meanwhile, has opened the doors to a move to Roma and is prepared to make the switch to Italy for the next step of his career. Men says, United need to sell Sancho this summer. The Reds need to get some high earners, such as Sancho, off the wage bill and raise funds to strengthen other areas. As the ex-Borussia Dortmund man doesn't have a future in Ruben Amorim's squad, securing £20 million for his services would be an astute piece of business. For Sancho himself, he could do with getting a permanent move and revitalising his career after a difficult couple of years. Roma, who are in this season's Europa League, have ex-Atalanta manager Gasperini at the helm. Fulham are showing tentative interest in signing United forward Rasmus Højlund, according to the Daily Mail. Marco Silva's side are weighing up a move for the Denmark international, as Rodrigo Muniz is the subject to offers from Serie A side Atalanta.ac. Milan have been in talks with United for HØJLUND and have offered a £4.5 million loan fee with an option to buy for £39 million. However, the 22-year-old has made it clear that he wants to fight for his place at Old Trafford, despite the arrival of Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig last week. Men says, I think that Højlund is going to struggle for regular game time this season. Sesko is set to be United's first-choice striker, while Amorim could use Fernandes in the false 9 role in his absence. It means that Højlund might not even be the backup option, meaning that an exit could be the most feasible and best solution. With Fulham about to lose Muniz, HØJLUND would more than likely go in as the Whites' best number 9, though he would face competition from Raúl Jiménez. I think that he should consider this move, as it makes sense all round. Manchester United's blockbuster summer transfer business shows no signs of slowing, as the club pushes hard to strengthen Amorim's squad ahead of the new Premier League season. Manchester United are planning to continue pushing for Carlos Baleba's signature. Brighton are understood to want around £120 million for the 21-year-old, with owner Tony Bloom known for sticking to his guns. But the Old Trafford hierarchy remain unfazed by Brighton's refusal and are currently figuring out how to construct a payment package. According to The Independent, United are considering an initial £80 million fee, with the rest made up of add-ons. There would be a will to send a player such as Roma-linked Jadon Sancho the other way, but it's unlikely that Brighton will go for that. But it's also understood that Baleba is priced above what United would be prepared to pay this summer. He is the midfielder that United's Ineos hierarchy would wish to sign were they not operating within tight PSR rules. Fans questioned how the club could afford to splash £200 million on three new signings: Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and Benjamin Sesko. But it's become clear that the PSR scare stories were perhaps overblown, with United operating within the guidelines after spreading out contracts instalments. However, splashing another 100-odd million on a player might be too big an ask. United are on the hunt for a dynamic midfielder to go in Ruben Amorim's 3-4-3 pivot after unconvincing displays by Manuel Ugarte and Casemiro in pre-season. Academy hero and breakout England midfielder Kobbie Mainoo is also struggling to find a consistent place and position in Amorim's squad. Baleba joined Brighton in 2023, but has already secured his position as a key figure for the Seagulls, making 34 appearances in a season where Brighton finished 8th. He is another example of Brighton's impressive scouting system, signed as a replacement for British record transfer Moises Caicedo, who, in turn, took the place of Yves Bissouma after a big money move to Tottenham. This is a tried and tested formula for Brighton, as they've lost key players in the past, such as Alexis McAllister, only for others to step up and fill in. Baleba previously told The Sun that praise from players like Declan Rice, Cunha and Joelinton, as well as watching Man City star Rodri lift the Ballon d'Or, has encouraged him to set his sights on the most prestigious individual award in football. Baleba missed Brighton's last 3 pre-season games, having not played since mid-July with a reported knee injury. In other squad news, Toby Collier is set to join Championship side West Bromwich Albion on loan to gain valuable first-team experience. United are also tracking developments in the goalkeeping market. They had been in a 3-way battle with Manchester City and Chelsea for PSG stopper Gianluigi Donnarumma, but a decision on his future is said to be close. Meanwhile, there's growing interest in Bayern Munich defender Dayot Upamecano. The Frenchman's contract expires next season, and although Bayern are keen to extend, negotiations have stalled. United's interest is reportedly complicating matters, with his agent sounding out other Premier League clubs as well. HØJLUND's future in the balance. One of the biggest stories inside Old Trafford concerns Rasmus Højlund. The Danish striker, signed for £72 million from Atalanta last summer, initially vowed to stay and fight for his place, despite competition from new arrivals Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and Benjamin Sesko. However, in the past fortnight, there's been a potential shift in his camp's stance. AC Milan are leading the chase to take him back to Serie A, with United reportedly open to a £5 million loan deal that includes an option to buy for around £35 million next summer. No final decision has been made, with Højlund yet to commit to leaving. United are also casting an eye on future stars. Scouts recently watched Ricardo Matías, a 19-year-old forward from International, who has been dubbed the next Lewandowski. Valued at £56.2 million, Matías has impressed for Brazil's U20s and in domestic competitions, catching the eye of top European clubs. With just weeks left in the transfer window, Manchester United appear determined to make at least one more significant signing while juggling key decisions on the futures of current squad members. Manchester United are stepping up their chase for Brighton's midfield star Carlos Baleba, but the Seagulls want over £100 million. At just 21, the Cameroonian has already made his mark in the Premier League and dreams of winning trophies at the very top level. With talks ongoing and no other targets in sight, could United make Baleba the heartbeat of Ruben Amorim's midfield? Or will Brighton's price prove too steep? Manchester United can help Carlos Baleba to achieve what he has set out to do in his football career. Baleba has recently been identified as a target to reinforce United's midfield this summer. At just 21 years of age, the Cameroonian, who moved to Brighton from Lille 2 years ago, has already established himself as one of the Premier League's most highly rated central players. The youngster is a versatile midfielder capable of contributing across the pitch and, on paper at least, appears to be exactly the type of player Ruben Amorim's team need. Baleba is about to embark on just his 3rd season in the Premier League, but his ambitions are clear, and United may feel they can help him achieve them. Speaking to Sky Sports last November, Baleba was forthright in revealing his goals. At the end of my career, I want to have an individual title, to play and mark a little bit of history, like the great midfielders have done before. and then win trophies, lots of trophies, with my club and my country. When asked if that was achievable on the South Coast, the midfielder added, "For me, there are opportunities everywhere. I can win trophies here with Brighton. I can win trophies at another club. My ambition is to just win trophies everywhere I go. Just doing that and making the world happy." On Tuesday, journalist Fabrizio Romano reported that talks with Brighton are ongoing as United try to understand the Seagulls' asking price. He added that they are not pursuing other targets as things stand, even though Brighton reportedly have no intention of lowering their asking price of over £100 million. Brighton boss Fabian Herzler says he has no fear about the speculation surrounding Baleba's future. "No chance. I don't feel fear," he stated. "I'm not afraid of anything, because the only thing we can do is be the best version we can be every day, like work as hard as we can. All the other things we can't influence, so we really have to focus on us. For sure, we can't spend the money like the big teams, but one of our biggest values is togetherness. And if you stay together, if we try to push our limits and increase the boundaries, then I'm sure we can compete with the big teams. But with Baleba's huge reported price tag, United may need to make some sales before looking at tying up a transfer." Baleba has featured in 61 top-flight matches in England over the past 2 seasons. Manchester United are in for an absolutely massive summer of transfer business at Old Trafford. The club's recruitment drive is in full swing as manager Ruben Amorim looks to fine-tune his squad before the Premier League opener against Arsenal. United are reportedly still exploring a deal for Brighton's Carlos Baleba. The Seagulls value the 20-year-old midfielder at £100 million, and talks between intermediaries are already underway. The Red Devils are confident that personal terms won't be an issue, with the player understood to be open to a move to Old Trafford. However, Brighton's valuation could make negotiations tricky, prompting United to keep Adam Wharton of Crystal Palace on their radar as a potential alternative. In goal, United have made inquiries about PSG's Gianluigi Donnarumma. The Italy international, widely regarded as one of the best shot stoppers in world football, is expected to leave the French champions either this summer or when his contract expires in 2026. Fabrizio Romano reports that Donnarumma is keen on a Premier League move and has been left out of PSG's UEFA Super Cup squad to face Tottenham. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has reportedly ditched his agent in a bid to secure a move to Old Trafford. Meanwhile, United are prepared to let Rasmus Højlund leave on loan, with AC Milan showing interest. Victor Lindelöf, released earlier this summer, is attracting attention from Bayer Leverkusen, which would see him reunite with former manager Erik ten Hag. Teenage left-back Harry Amas is in talks over a loan to Championship side Sheffield Wednesday to gain regular senior minutes, as he is currently behind Patrick Dorgu and Diego Leon in the pecking order. Benjamin Šeško's £74 million move from RB Leipzig has been completed, with the total package rising to £85 million, including add-ons. The 22-year-old striker will wear the number 30 shirt, previously worn by Wes Brown and John O'Shea. Speaking to club media, Šeško revealed his admiration for Zlatan Ibrahimovic. "Since I was small, I've been watching Ibra. He's my idol. I try to take some stuff from him, like the high kicks and powerful strikes. We're not the same, but in any situation, I'll try to do like he did." The Slovenian also explained why he rejected Newcastle. "First of all, it's because of the club. It's historical and unbelievable. The team is getting better and better, and it gives you energy to be part of it. Of course, the manager played a big role too." Šeško's arrival comes just 8 days before the Arsenal clash, giving him a full week at Carrington to integrate with the squad. Amorim has been experimenting in attack during friendlies, using Matheus Cunha, Mason Mount and Brian Mbeumo, but with Højlund likely departing and Joshua Zirkzee only just returning from injury, Šeško is expected to start. One notable absence from recent training images is Højlund himself, a detail that could signal how close his exit might be. Meanwhile, Noussair Mazraoui remains an injury doubt after missing the final 4 pre-season games. United's pre-Arsenal training has also included several academy talents, such as Jaydan Camerson, Chido Obi, Reece Bennett, and Bendito Mantato, giving the youngsters a chance to impress in the senior setup. United have also launched their new Adidas third kit for 2025/26, a striking black shirt with yellow and blue details inspired by the legendary away strip from 1993 to 95. The design features a woven devil motif, bold yellow Adidas stripes, and the retro trefoil logo, blending nostalgia with modern performance technology. With Baleba talks ongoing, Donnarumma on the radar, and Šeško ready for his debut, Manchester United's summer shows no signs of slowing down. All focus now turns to Sunday's high-profile trip to Arsenal, where Amorim's new look side will have the chance to make an early statement in the title race. Moving forward,